I think it's kind of interesting. When we look down in here, we have an edge wound roller inductor with the same crappy ass PCB board design that they used on some of the other ones. And this is just kind of, I don't know, poorly made. It's typical MFJ stuff. Okay, so this is where it's going to sit. I can push it back a little further if I want to. So the meter's lit up. I can see it. It's cross needle. The problem is I just found it's just not real accurate. So I'm not sure which radio is hooked up currently. I think probably the ICOM. Go ahead and turn it on. Let's see what we get. So one of the things I wanted to test is put it on the dummy load and just see what each radio reads on it and kind of see if it's even close to accurate. So this thing claims to be 2,500 watts, blah blah blah. The other smaller tuner claims to be 3 kilowatts. Some of them said 3 kilowatts tuned input or something like that. They're all different. This one's much larger, but basically looking at the quality and thickness of the wires, it's probably the same as the other ones as far as what it'll handle. So I'm not sure that I would want to run a bunch of power through it, to be honest, but it's basically I tune up on 80, I leave it there, and I don't play around too often. Sometimes I get on 20 and use 20. It's kind of a nicer looking tuner, I think. Prefer the cross needle meter, so it'd be nice if I could just get it to work right. I love the Heathkit, but I just don't like the meter on it, and I don't really care for the aesthetics of it very much. So if I get this working a little bit better. Alright, so we got this thing going, and actually there's probably some people on the radio because it's already. Does anybody get this thing tuned? Or nobody? Okay, we'll try AM. Now, the rotator on this thing is really difficult. When I first got it, it didn't even want to work right. Okay. There's another knob right here it doesn't want to spin. The spot where it wants to bind right here. I swear I heard something change right there. It's like it doesn't even work. I don't know. We can hear that change. So we get 0 here. Okay. So we're somewhere right here. It's almost matching. And of course you can't rely upon this stupid meter to tell you anything. But about 1.5. Yeah. So it looks like we're perfect right here. Now the meter still shows. So now I'm perfect on this, but I'm not perfect on that. So it's hard to say who's lying. So I'd rather have the radio indicate perfect than worry about what the tuner says. Now, you get average and peak. We're on average. It shows 50 watts on AM. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're on the dummy load now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is nice now. I can actually use the stupid dummy load. Yeah, right? Isn't that funny? Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this radio actually does really, really good AM. And if you can see the meter down there, there's a pretty good hang time on it, but it's over 100 watts peak. I don't know how accurate this thing is. Let's turn this radio on here. Let's see if we can hear ourselves on it. We're on the dummy load. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds bad. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's go here to back to sideband. We'll go to sideband on this one. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing KG7H3R. Testing on the dummy load. The radio shows flat SWR. The tuner shows 100 to 150 on peak power sideband. We're listening to it on the 746 Pro. Okay, so 746 Pro hooked up to this. Okay, now I want to try something, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to move a few things around here, but what we're going to do, I just noticed my printer is done printing. Okay, we're going to move a few things around here, and we're going to turn on the 3000. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to hear it as well on the other deal or not. I've got a lot of stuff going on over here, and I need to start moving things around. I'm running out of room and whatnot. Okay. Now, I'm hoping I had the volume down on the other thing. Let's make sure the tuner is off on this. Okay. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. KG7H3R testing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really kind of hard to tell because I hear a lot of squealing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that this one's just a little bit too hot. And the microphone. Alright, let me see if I can change this. think the processor's on. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This radio, it shows 100 watts on average. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that sounds a lot better. It was like kind of screaming. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, like I said, the peak meter, it just shows 100 watts, but that ICOM is much hotter over radio. Okay, so we're in the dummy load, just 100 watts into it. So sometimes the radio doesn't pick it up real well. If you look, you'll see there's not much of a signal being picked up by the 756 Pro. It shows nothing on the scope, and then it shows about S5 on the meter, and the other radio shows about S9. So the shielding on the 756 Pro is really good. If you try and like transmit on a radio and have that radio plugged in with no coax, it barely picks it up. Other radios with no coax will pick it up quite easily. So this is the FTDX 3000. I turned down the microphone gain quite a bit. So now, if I can, I'm going to go over here and shut this radio off, and I'm going to switch over to the 920. And I can use the same microphone if I really want to. That might be smart. But what we'll do is we'll try it. Okay. So I just gotta make sure the antenna is on the correct one. And I need to make sure the tuner is off. Okay, KG7H3R testing the FT920 on, it's an original hand microphone, I believe. It's kind of got like that, noise to it. I think, this one here, it barely shows any kind of power output. I was kind of wondering why I had to actually, I turned down the RF power, so now it's up all the way. This one actually, you don't really see, I don't know what the meter reads, but I'm reading about 50 watts on the radio itself. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the MFJ, it reads a little bit over 100. So this is the 920, and it reads a little bit over 100. So I'll try the other microphone. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to this MD100. Okay, and this is the MD100 too high. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm kind of trying to turn it down to where, it looks a little bit cleaner. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's funny because I see the same amount of output on the tuner, but the radio shows like very little power. So I think the radio must have some kind of average RMS reading bar graph meter. Let me see here. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that it's I don't know. It might be a little bit too low. Might be too high. I don't know. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're turning up the mic gain a little bit. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just 12 o'clock. So I don't know which one sounded better. The 3000 or the 920. trying to think if I have another microphone to try on this. I do. I think this one will be better. It's the microphone on my 102. It's like my favorite Yaesu hand microphone. Kind of looks silly, very 80s. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds better, I think. Now there's a tone switch on the back. I'll put it on number 1. Hello, number 1, number 1, number 1. Hello, number 2, number 2, number 2. And I think like number 2 is where I usually leave it at. This radio sounds like it might be listening really, really narrow. And the noise reduction is on. We want that off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that sort of changes how this thing sounds quite a bit. Okay, what other functions might be on? The automatic notch filter is also on. We don't want that on. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can kind of tell that like that changes what the audio sounds like. I didn't really do a whole lot. Okay, so the filter is at 3.0, 2.4, 2.4, 2.4, 3.6, 3.6, 3.6, and 3.0, 3.0, 3.0. So it depends on where you're listening at too. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's check these again with the other microphones now that we've turned off all the other crap. Okay, so this is the original hand microphone. Look, it sounds like it's got a little bit more mid and maybe bottom end. This has also got a switch on the back of it, number 1. And then we got number 2. I feel like number 2 is a little sharper. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to 1. Okay, now let's go ahead and try the MD100 again. I almost never turn anything on the MD100. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna roll the gain back down to over about 12 o'clock. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was the 920. We're gonna shut that one off. We're gonna come back to the 3000, and we're gonna put the MD100 back on the 3000, because that's the only microphone I think I really ever found that works worth a damn on that radio. And okay. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Yaesu FTDX 3000 with an MD100. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that probably sounds better. Okay, let's try the 920 hand mic on it. I haven't done that. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 920 hand microphone. I actually kind of like it. Okay, I put it on number 2, number 2, number 2. Then back to number 1, back to number 1. Yeah, that's not bad. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that the 3000 sounds better than the 920, but you know. Okay, the 102 hand mic. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Position number 2, number 2. And position number 1, position number 1 on the 102 hand mic. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's go back over to our 756 Pro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an Icom 7300 microphone on the 756 Pro. I think the mic gain's up a little high. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. I don't want it picking up all that. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now what we've got that I want to test is that. Okay, need a couple different microphones that fit that. Get this keyboard out of here. I can move some things and probably place that radio right over here. There should be a cord for it. But before we do that, I got a special treat for you. The Xiegu. This damn laptop power supply is starting to screw up on me. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right, where are we at? Okay. This is what I do not like about this radio. You see how it just pulled it out of there? So I'll put it by the cord so it won't be able to pull. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing the Xiegu X6100. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. It actually sounds pretty good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We see we only got like about 3 or 4 S units on the thing. I can look on the tuner shows I'm doing 10 watts peak. Okay, and then if I actually turn the tuner down, it actually does show 5 watts. Interesting. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you guys can watch the meter. Alright. I'm actually really impressed with how this thing sounds. Somebody's bleeding through my dummy load. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 watts into the dummy load. Okay. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives me 10 into the dummy load. I can hear these guys over my dummy load because they're talking. Let's see if they...
That's actually kind of cool. I don't think it got over 88 here today. Wow. It's got breezy, too. Just got a breeze come in. Just a little while ago.
Did you accidentally hear me through the dummy load?
I hear a dummy load somewhere.
Oh, really? Is it in your backyard?
I hear a dummy. I don't know if it's a load or not.
It's loaded.
It's a loaded dummy. It works.
No, I was testing and then I realized I could hear you guys through the dummy load, so I was wondering if you were hearing me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Not right now, I mean like a minute or two ago.
So you need to get back today, Terry?
Never mind. Good Lord. So I never got a straight answer out of either one of them, and then they started calling somebody else. So, a lot of times these tuners have enough bleed over on the contacts that people can actually hear you when you're on the dummy load. Because the antenna is still hooked to everything. This guy sounds like crap on here. I don't have any noise blanker on. Okay, what radio do I want to test? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn this radio off. You guys got to hear what that sounded like on here. And anyway, those guys heard me with 5 watts. I didn't even tell them what I was on. I'm not sure which radio. Okay, so this is going to be the 756 Pro that's hooked up. So what I want to see is if that guy sounds weird on this, just because I'm curious. In the meantime, I'm going to try and get this other thing hooked up. Yeah, it doesn't sound right. I suspect he's on one of these old radios. What was annoying is I was trying to talk to the other guy, and he kept calling for somebody else.
High voltage supply is making a weird noise when I came down and talked. Oh well.
Sounds like crap. I mean, I know what he sounds like normal. It's kind of muffly.
Yeah, Terry was on there, but now I don't know, he just disappeared.
Unless he thought I was Terry.
Where did he go? I don't know. He was on there. He said hello, and then I said hey, and then you keyed down, and then he said something, and then I unkeyed, and you were keyed again. So I'm hoping you didn't upset him.
You're not worried about upsetting anybody else.
Every time he keyed, you were keyed. Well, I didn't even hear him. Yeah, because you kept keying.
What the truth is, they're not telling the truth. The other guy interrupts everybody else and then gets mad when nobody recognizes him. Because he's trying to talk over the other guy because the two of them are closer. Such childish drama. Anyway, I need to get this other radio tested.
Yeah, Jim, the high voltage, one of the transformers in the power supply is buzzing real loud when I talk.
Poof! It's gonna happen, dude.
Well,
Better stop talking on it.
Is it just the lamination rattling, or is it more serious than that?
Where's my cord?
Burp, 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 burp. I mean, it's loud.
While you guys listen to this crap, I am going to try and figure out where my power cord is for the 450. Otherwise, I guess I could hook it to a battery. There's supposed to be a cord right here.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, at least the final's cool now. Oh, that's bad. Let me say something here.
I should probably tell him he sounds really bad. I would stop operating that radio because it sounds really bad. KG7HR. Something's not right. I'm not trying to be mean. Okay. Here's a cord right here.
Good evening again, Brent.
Okay, anyway, he was upset that I told him something was wrong with his radio and asked if I was on some piece of crap radio. So, anyway, let's go ahead and turn the volume off on that. We've got the 450 over here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna put it back on the dummy load, and we'll see what we get. I can hear these guys through the dummy load still. We go here. All right. I think I turned the volume down. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, test. Okay, this one is on number 2. Oh, we put it on number 1. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's that microphone. There is another microphone that I have for this radio. Now, with these particular ones, apparently you're supposed to shut the radio off before you switch the microphone, including the 3000, which I switched earlier without turning it off. So I'm probably going to go to hell. You have one of these fake microphones where they put this sticker that they don't even put on the back evenly, and it has like a spray painted Vertex standard logo, which if you're not careful you'll wear it off of the radio. Okay. These microphones, you have to cut the black wire in them to make them work. It's the hang-up wire. Let's see if this sounds better. 1, 2, 3, 4, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one right there, you can hear it in the radio, and I think that was probably a little better. Yeah, that one's got a loud click. So let me see if the other one has a click. You know, these guys on the radio, you get on here, if it clicks, oh boy, they're just like, oh my god, your radio is clicking. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I'm gonna roll with that. And then we'll see. We'll try a couple other things here in a minute.